Okay, so let's turn to DOGE. And this is one that you and I want to talk a lot about. I want to talk a
Yes.
lot about it. The first reason is part of the financial coup is the central bankers getting control of fiscal policy.
Yes.
And part of getting control of fiscal policy is basically taxation without representation. They control your bank account. But the other part is getting control of the legal and regulatory infrastructure and enforcement. In other words, instead of
Yes.
Congress telling the civil service what to do, the central bankers tell contractors, or the intelligence agencies tell the contractors what to do from behind the scenes.
Yes.
And we know, as we've swung in, essentially once they started using corporations to do highly classified and secret stuff, that's the rise of the deep state. It's the
Right.
rise of private parties taking control of government operations, which means the central bankers, or the central bankers working through the intelligence agencies, control from
Yep.
behind the scenes. Okay.
Yep.
And to do that, you got to keep the money secret, which is what
Yep.
FASB 56 is all about. But we now have the largest, or one of the largest, government contractors in the world, depending on how you define it. Elon Musk has two companies. One is a government contractor that's building the world's largest surveillance satellite system,
Yep.
from which there's no escape. They can beam Wi-Fi to wherever you are and connect you wherever you are. That's number one. But number two, his car company, Tesla, is the largest receiver of subsidies from the
Yep.
Chinese government for electric vehicles.
Yep.
So he's an equal opportunity contractor, government contractor, if you will. He plays all sides. Anyway, so we have a guy who's one of the largest government contractors in the world, and we're inviting him to come in on behalf of big tech to re-engineer the federal government.
Right. Right.
Okay. Now, let's start by you explaining to this wonderful audience what the word DOGE means.
Oh, listen, when I first heard that this was what they were going to call their streamlining government operations committee or whatever it is, I thought you couldn't be more obvious in the messages you were sending, because the word doge is Venetian Italian for the ruler of the most serene Republic of Venice. So in other words, think of Mussolini, Il Duce. Well, the Italian word duce is the same root word as doge. It means duke. So literally, we're bringing in a new kind of nobility that's the Venetian nobility. And here's the clincher for me. If you go to Venice, you can go to the Doge's palace in Venice, and around the palace, you're going to see these little lions' mouths. And there's a little plaque that is either over or somewhere near these lions' mouths. And it says in Italian, for secret denunciations. All you had to do was drop a piece of paper in the lion's mouth to denounce someone that you didn't like secretly to the government, and they would be hauled before the Council of 10. Now, you want to talk about oligarchical totalitarianism? There you go. And when they came out with Elon Musk, who wants to put computer chips into people's brains so that we can all be connected to his satellite network, and he wants to take all of that to Mars, and they're calling this Doja, I thought, okay, there you go, folks. This is fascism and oligarchy on steroids.